Welcome, welcome, welcome. What is up, everyone? Let me get a mic check, please. If you guys can hear me clear and everything in the chat, just let me know. All right, this is the first episode of the Fantasy Cure. This is something that we put together. Christo and I from RT Sports and Mr. Ted Caston from Draft Hero. Um, he said, "I don't look like you'd imagine." Yeah, I sound like a 15-year-old. So basically, Christo and I we discussed some things, and I've been doing different types of live streaming for multiple years now, and kind of know a little bit about how this works. So came up with a few ideas, ran it across with him, ran it across Ted from Draft Hero, and we put something together. And hopefully, you guys enjoy these live streams. Hoping to bring you guys, just some fantasy content. Um, just building more and more for the RTS community. I know the Discord's been a little challenging for a lot of people that were used to the chat, and stuff like that. But I figured this was a way that we could, interact like in real time. And you can kind of see who you're talking to and all that kind of stuff too. And there's nothing more fun than obviously than putting some of these drafts up here live and talking through them and putting your money where your mouth is, so to speak. So like I said, some nights we'll have just pure content. We'll be talking about different things, strategy, ADP stuff, why people are going up and down through the ADP. Some training camp news, um, just things like that. Just trying to give some, informative tools and stuff too for because all people that draft aren't, they're not on the expert-ish level. So it's kind of can be a good resource for people who are kind of newer to fantasy football as well. And then, like I said, once a Bubba, and then once the season starts, we'll kind of switch gears, kind of review the fantasy performances from the weekend. We'll talk waiver wire pickups. We'll talk some players that you might look into dropping, et cetera, et cetera. But anyways, we're counting down here 10 seconds, and guess who's got the first pick? Gatsby. Here we go, 5 seconds, guys. Good luck to everyone who joined the TFC tonight. And we'll talk more and more throughout this draft. This pick right here is pretty easy for me for this format. I'm going Jonathan Taylor. Pretty obvious pick for me there. And I'll also tell you guys, give a shout out to Jamie Bubba. Um, but I'll talk to you guys more too about the Draft Hero tool as we get deeper in. I'll kind of give you guys, let you know what that is, how it works, how you use it, how you can sign up for it, and all those things too. Yes, Jay, can you send a link from the live feed to that RTS Discord, please? Or actually, I can. I can just actually no, I can't because I've got my screen is my disc. Actually, I can pull a Discord out. Hold on, let me do that real quick. Okay, never mind. There he goes. Christo dropped it right there. Looks like Ace. AC, where are you at in the chat? What's up, Tommy Gunn? How are you doing? Let's see, we got Aaron, Jay's draft hero. We got Tommy Gunn and Robert Jackson, aka Robert Smash, from the Discord. So if any other you guys are watching, jump up in that chat over there on YouTube, guys. Yeah, thanks, Lee. Okay, I got you. All right, so let me pay attention to the board. Might be important here. All right, so far we got. Oh wow, Najee Harris at 2. All right, that's kind of interesting. So Najee Harris goes 2, Justin Jefferson in the third hole, Cooper Cup at pick 4, and we have Jamar Chase off the board. Um, Not sure if I've seen McCaffrey at 1-6. Wow, pick 6. I'm not sure exactly who that is. But wow, baby, wow, McCaffrey at 6. Holy smokes. Hey, what's up, Brock Brothers? Yes, sir. No problem, my man. Thank you for joining the YouTube chat. And guys, share this. Share the links with your friends. Feel free. Let them know. Even if if they don't, if they like fantasy football, if they want to know more about it, have them tune into the show as well. And yeah, these are going to be lots of fun. I was really supposed to get this going a few weeks ago, but some things came up. But long story short, we're here, baby, and I'm here for the season. Like I said, I'll be here with you guys weekly through week 17 of the fantasy or the regular season. Fozzie, all right. I'll try to remember you guys. All right, what's up, Fozzie? Drew, what's up, Drew? How are you doing? All right, we got Dalvin Cook going at 7. Man, I cannot believe Christian McCaffrey at 6. What is up with that, guys? Mark Mullen, what's up, buddy? Nice. Mr. Sock Puppets Pockets, what's up, bud? How you doing? Sorry, guys, I got to get a swig of water here. Austin Eckler 8. Man, okay, this draft's a little different. A little different than normal. Sometimes Christian McCaffrey's been actually going first overall. I've seen a lot of the yes, Aaron. That is Draft Hero. It's a fantasy tool. I wish I could have got on just a little bit earlier, but if you guys after the draft, if you guys want to hang around a little bit, I'll talk some more after we get done with this draft to kind of explain to you guys what the Draft Hero tool is. As you can see, I'm live synced right now with RTS Draft Room. I still make my picks in the RTS Draft Room, but this thing the Draft Hero to your right, it's keeping up with the draft in real time. So it does a lot of the work for me. I have my own rankings, my own ADP, obviously, but this thing really does keep things in perspective, keeps you up. The player pool shifts up for you, so you don't have to, set the queue as much on RTS, if that makes sense, and it gives you some. It's a really good tool. Like I said, I can explain a lot more once I'm not drafting. All right, let's go. Let's see what we got here so far. Round 1's in the books. All right, so Jonathan Taylor, Najee Harris, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Eckler. We've got King Henry, DeAndre Swift, Mixon, Javonte Williams, and Fournette on the turn. Saquon Barkley with a sickness, Stephon Diggs, and we got Kelsey. Hulk Smash with Derrick Henry and Kelsey. Very nice start. I'm telling you guys, this is the one spot's pretty dang brutal, or at least from my perspective, it's been pretty tough. The one spot is definitely challenging. Hey, thanks a lot, Mark. I appreciate that. Melons, we got Mr. Richard Melons in the house, the number 1 ranked player on Real Time Fantasy Sports. He is a beast. turn off the drafted player's future. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Let me see. How about this? I'll just go to draft board for you guys. I didn't think of, you know what? I didn't even think about that. I'll switch back and forth. Spaghetti Beast. Now we'll have my recommended. Here, we'll just put up the recommended kickers. There you go. Alright, so we've got Diggs, Kelsey, Adams, Kamara, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, it's really no worse than the player pool, depending on what you got. The draft wizard is blocking the board. Alright, hold on 1 second, guys. Let me make these picks, and I'll make some adjustments here to try to... Oh, okay, hold on. I see what you're saying. You're wanting me to... Are you wanting the board out for like this right here, guys? Yeah, I could do that. Is that better? Smash. Here, let me get back over here because it's almost my pick. Alright, so Kamara, CeeDee Lamb, then goes Nick Chubb. Tyreek Hill. And I'm looking at like 7 screens right now, guys, so you can only see 5 spots of the board. Alright, there goes Debo. And you guys aren't playing around with me tonight, are you? Alright, let's see where it ends up here. Let's see which way Epic Fell goes. Look at running backs, receivers. Trying to see what's what. Let's see here. All right, I'm glad that Epic Fell took Aaron Jones. Honestly, because I do not own Aaron Jones one time. All right, so this pick here is going to be interesting for me. Might end up just following the normal ADP here. Alright, so I'm going to go Mike Evans. And let's see. It's like go big or go home, right? And I'm telling you, it's so tough on these turns, man. A lot of stuff gets depleted right there in those last few picks. Alright, so we're gonna go AJ Brown and Mike Evans. Alright, so that's the turn for me. We are headed into the 3rd round. Oh, yeah, I can hide the drafted players. My bad, guys. Here, let me do that for y'all. go. Sorry about that. And I'll just keep it on top 300. How about that? Under pressure. Slipping Jimmys. All right, is that a little better, guys? All right. Now, was someone saying something about hiding the recommended players over here? Because I mean, if that's the case, I mean it is what it is, guys. It's no worse than having the top 300 on the ADP over here. So I'm actually going to open those rankings back up. It's just following, a similar ADP and stuff. Like if you look at a lot of it, a lot of the players, it just breaks it down by position. And I will be, this tool definitely will be featured. Draft Hero and RTS are both sponsors of the Fantasy Cure, by the way. So I'll be repping both of these. Now we'll keep that recommended players list like that. I mean, I can see it. What were you saying, no to, Jay? Sorry. Okay. Drew, are you in this draft? Who's all in this draft? That's in the chat. I mean, I know a few of you guys, but let's see. All right, Keenan Allen, Travis Etienne, Mark Andrews, T. Higgins, and James Conner. I'll be honest with you. I contemplated Higgins, myself, Fozzie on the turn there, but I just stuck true. Went ahead and took Mike Evans and A.J. Brown. Okay, cool. Drew, have you drafted any of the fantasy championships this year? Brock Brothers, or that's Fozzie. Well, Fozzie, I know, obviously, you're in, what, in pick 5? Okay, so Fozzie's in there. Tommy Gunn, I'm not sure if that's what you were talking about or not, buddy. You want to see the actual draft board, Fozzie? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I can switch screens too and just put the draft board completely on the screen and flip back and forth. Nice, Drew. What's your real time fantasy sports name? What's your name on RT Sports? Here, let me open up the draft board and see if I can put that in for you guys. Okay, thanks, Tommy. All right, we got Higgins, James Conner, Michael Pittman, and Zeke. Some underscore guy. Okay, cool. Alright, let me bring this board back up. See the board. Let me add this in. Capture. We're going to add in a new source. This draft board. I see you, Malins. I see you. Good grief, that thing is huge. Alright, hold on. Let me minimize this down a little bit. I'll tell you guys what, you don't really need to see my team there. I mean, you guys are watching. It's all there anyways. Here, let me fix this, guys. And I need to get the rest of the dang board. Let's see if I got that in here. Okay, I don't know how well you guys can see that. Um, know if you guys can you guys still see that right there? I'm sure it's pretty small. Here, let me see if I can make this any bigger here. Might have to roll with something like that. I mean, he can. It's not a big deal. I mean, all you got to do is go to Draft Hero and sign up for an account. It takes you 5 seconds. You can be looking at the same screen. This has nothing to do with my individual stuff at all. This is actually a blend of a bunch of different sources like PFF, Numberfire, and there's others. Like I said, I can explain more about the tool the deeper that we go into this draft. All right, let's get back to the draft here. Okay, after 3.39, we got Cam Akers. 3.10, DJ Moore. We have David Montgomery in the 11th spot. And on the turn, Deontay Johnson and Mooney. I like that turn, King Latifah. Very nice turn right there. I really like the Cam Akers pick, too, at 3.9. You're not gonna get very much slack in these drafts at RTS. There's some really good players over here at Real Time. No joke. All right, we got Josh Allen, first quarterback taken off the board at 4.2. Then we have J.K. Dobbins and the rookie running back for the Jets, Breece Hall. Kyle Pitts in the next spot. Malins, Aaron said, are you banned again from the chat, Malins? All right, so this next team has Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, and Michael Pittman. Not sure if all these names run true, which some of them we don't even have their names, but Ross Anderson, A-Raj Pack 1. I guess next time we do this, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all to make sure that you put your names in here. I guess you don't have to. I know some people like to keep their stuff hidden. All right, so Brandon Cooks, and then Jalen Waddle. Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, James Conner, and Jalen Waddle. Then we got Fozzie Dog, who's got Jamar Chase, Nick Chubb, and T. Higgins. He's staying in the AFC North at this moment. 2 Bengals and a Brown. Let's see if he picks another division. I went with AFC East. Gabriel Davis. I know a lot of people have Gabriel Davis very high on their boards. Malin said, AC is so needy. Elijah Mitchell at 4.9. A very nice pick. Cortland Sutton at 4.10. Let's see what Epic Fell does here. He's got 2 running backs and a wide receiver. Najee Harris, Aaron Jones, and Keenan Allen. Alright, I'm next on the clock, so I'm going to be... I already am looking over here to my right. There's a few players that I see that I'm wanting here. Alright, A.J. Dillon. Very nice pick. Epic. Alright, let's take a shot here at the running back pool. And I'm going to have to stay true to where I'm at right now on this. So I'm going to go Mike Williams. And I'm going to go ahead and take Allen Robinson. I'm going to go with the 2 big boys. The big boy wide receivers. Let's sling that turn around. Alright, going back up. Alright, so my team so far, I like the start. We got Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans, A.J. Brown, Mike Williams. I'm sorry, I said Mike Williams twice. Mike Evans, A.J. Brown, Mike Williams, and Allen Robinson. Fonzie has a chub. You mean nub. All right, Epic fell in the 5-2 with Scary Terry. Mr. Terry McLaurin. Yes, sir, Drew. You got to make it work, man. You know anything that you want's not coming back to you, so sometimes you got to reach a little bit. Rashad Bateman at the 5-3 by Master Ballers, Mr. Joseph Watson. Rashad Bateman, you guys in the chat, tell me what you think about Rashad Bateman this year. I'm kind of mixed on him. I definitely think he's probably the best wide receiver. The second best one, obviously Mark Andrews is such a beast. But I think Rashad Bateman's really solid in that offense as well. Josh Jacobs off the board at 5.4. Aaron says he really likes Fozzie's draft so far. I do too. Another solid pick. Darren Waller's off the board at 5.5 to the Fozzie Dog, Mr. Jeremy Brock. Antonio Gibson, 5.6 to Mr. Brad Witten. Solid draft so far, guys. It's so interesting to see, you know, positional-wise from each draft. Every TFC is so different. You've got some teams in this draft so far that don't even have a wide receiver yet. I end up with other options at the Bateman slot usually, but I like him as well. I kind of like that analysis, Drew. I kind of agree with that too. There's just other guys in that area that I prefer as well, but I could easily see it. I mean, I could easily see Bateman turning into a super solid wide receiver. I mean, they've got to find more options than just Andrews, that's for sure. If they're going to, you know, win games. Take some pressure off. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate it. AC, are you in this draft? Marquise Brown. All right. Ross Anderson's got some flyers. I mean, some burners with Brandon Cooks and Marquise Brown. Really solid team right there, especially if that Kamara news holds true and no suspension is what they're thinking at this point because that trial keeps getting pushed back at this point. So, yeah. Chris Godwin. Very nice pick. At the 5'8 spot, Amon-Ra St. Brown going to the 5'9 spot. The Hulk Smash. That's Hulk Smash's first wide receiver off the board. Okay, cool, AC. AC, were you in that TFC that filled earlier tonight? I think there was one at 7 p.m. Mark, are you preferring to the Ravens have like 18 running backs? Jerry Jeudy off the board at 5'10". All right, the sickness is on the board. On the clock, so to speak. DK Metcalf off the board at 5'11". Man, I really like that. Getting DK at 5'11", that's solid. All right, let's see what King Latifah does at the other end of the draft. Okay, Aaron, haven't done any drafts today. AC's doing 150 TFCs according to Malins. Now that could be a leaked comment. I'm not sure on the validity of that comment there, but according to Malins, he is quoting AC at 150 TFCs this season, everybody. Hey, what's up, Chris? Chris Topher in the house. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. All right, we got Singletary At 5'12", damn, that is a solid pick right there. Nice pick, Latifah. I actually contemplated taking Singletary back at 5'1". All right. George Kittle, 6'1". What a travesty. All right, Michael Thomas. Will Michael Thomas come back and be, let's see, even 70% of what we, or what some of us want him to be? I'm sure a lot of people have faded him. There's obviously a lot of questions there. New scheme, similar scheme, but definitely a new scheme. Sean Payton's gone. Obviously, Drew Brees is gone for a second year now, but we'll see. Drafted, the draft pointed towards them looking other areas. Jarvis Landry comes over from Cleveland, so a lot of information there to process for the Saints. And the more and more of these I do too, you guys, like I said, all of these streams won't be us doing drafts, so I won't be so sidetracked and looking at 100 different screens like I am right now. And there'll be more information, obviously a little more advertisement for real-time fantasy sports and Draft Hero, for giving me an opportunity with this platform. DeAndre Hopkins, D-Hop, going at 6.3. That is RT11's fourth wide receiver. Patty Mahomes going 6'4". Very solid draft. Hulk Smash doubles up on those points. Mahomes to Kelsey. I see what you did there. Hulk Smash. Nice pick. Get your feedback in the comments too, guys. What are your thoughts on Michael Thomas? Justin Herbert. All right, we got a little quarterback run going here. Usually happens like that. All right, Justin Herbert's off the board. TFC in that spot says he wants a little of that double action too. A little Herbert to Austin Eckler. Okay, Chris is saying there's a little gearbox. Wait a minute, what do you say? On the upper left of RTX draft boards, little settings gear, you can enable announce picks and get a pop-up. Oh, okay. Here, let's check that out. We'll see if everybody likes that. Jalen Hurts off the board. Ross Anderson, Jalen Hurts. Juju Smith-Schuster off the board at 6.7. Mark said Smash's avatar looks like he's rubbing one out. Rashad Penny. Oh, nice. Okay, thanks for that little tool there, Chris. I never even noticed that little gearbox in my life till you just said that. All right, Fozzie Dogs taking Penny. Lots of risk, lots of upside with that pick, though. It all comes down to health. I mean, obviously, if he's healthy, then, man, that guy is going to be something else. No, actually, I actually do have a chat moderator now. I have that's what the Draft Hero guy's for. Jay, he's my partner. We'll call him what we used to call Christo in the we used to call Chris on RTS back in the old school. We used to call him the Banhammer. So, just in case someone's, having a rough day. Alright, Big Money said he froze up. Jeff, as always, is on spot to take care of everybody. Big shout out to Jeff Stein. takes care of us in all these TFCs, man. He's a beast. All right, so big money's going to go Renfrow at the 6.9 pick. Listen, Jay, don't be tempting people. All right, so Renfrow is off the board. Masterball is on the clock. He takes Elijah Moore. I'm going to look at all the positions right now just to kind of look over things. Look at the running backs and receivers. Lamar Jackson, man, these quarterbacks are really going early this draft, I feel. A lot earlier than they normally do. All right. Scared money don't make money, right? Goodness grief, you guys are leaving me a lot of stuff here, especially in this area. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my second running back. I'm going to go Ramondre Stevenson at the 6-12 pick. Let's see here. Just kind of survey the board here. See what's what. It's tough in this area right here. I'm going to go ahead and fill out and just keep filling out more depth here. I'm going to go ahead and grab my third running back too. And I'm going to grab Tony Pollard. You know what? Actually, I'm going to grab Chase Edmonds. I'm going to go Edmonds over Pollard. And that's super close for me. I don't know where you guys at on Pollard versus Edmonds. I mean, there's obviously a lot more in front or behind, however you want to call it, for the Dolphins. But either way, I think I'm happy with that pick right there. All right, so Ramondre and Edmonds on the flip for me. Smash's avatar has some serious stamina. I thought about one of those two, Drew. I won't say which one out of respect for the draft right now, but there's a lot of players I contemplated there, no doubt. Oh my goodness. What in the world? All right, I'm telling you, man, these turns are tough. Tony Pollard off the board. Yeah, I think the 2 spot was kind of in the same area I was trying to think that one out there. Dameon Pierce off the board. No, Drew, you're fine, man. You were fine. I was talking about players too. No problem at all, buddy. Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen's off the board. Kenneth Walker the third. I really like that turn that Big Money just had with Humphrey and Thielen. Very solid. Miles Sanders at 7-6. Miles Sanders 7-6. That is Brad Witten's CPAT's team's or CPA TFC, excuse me. That's his 4th running back of the draft. See what Ross Anderson does here. A-Raj Pack. TJ Hawkinson. Next tight end off the board. So Hawkinson's our 6th tight end taken in this draft so far. This thing's moving along very well here. So many strategies, so many different ways you can go in these drafts for the TFC. I've won in so many different ways, like league championships for the TFC. Gotten multiple top 10 finishes. So I mean, there's just so many different routes. Running back heavy, wide receiver heavy. You know, early on in the draft, it all comes down to nailing those middle round picks. You know, 7th or 8th to 13th round picks too. Whether you take wide receivers or running backs early. All right. Hulk smash with Drake London's off the board. Amari Cooper goes to the TFC team there in the 7.8 spot. Amari Cooper off the board. And that's TFC's 3rd wide receiver. Like I said, I've got to kind of be careful what I'm saying because I don't really want to talk, you know, trying not to talk about too many players that are not off the board yet. Kyler Murray, that's a Kyler Murray Cardinals helmet right there to my right on the screen. That Cardinals helmet back there, that's a Kyler Murray autographed helmet. Kareem Hunt is off the board in the 7.11 spot to Sickness. All right, let's see what kind of turn Latifah goes. Dak Prescott to round out the 7th round. We are headed to the 8th. Devontae Smith for Team King Latifah's 3rd wide receiver. So far, Latifah's got Javonte Williams, Leonard Fournette, Deontay Johnson, Darnell Mooney, Devin Singletary, George Kittle, Dak Prescott, and Devontae Smith. Not a bad team at all. Not a bad team. Clyde Edwards-Helaire goes next to the Sickness. That is the Sickness 5th running back of this draft. Well, Jay, if one of those helmets actually fit my huge head, I would. Your first 5 or 6 are definitely important, Aaron. I just meant more in saying, like, what, no matter if you go wider, you know, some people live in, like, they just, you know, they totally believe in one way or the other. Like, it's, you know, they're heavy running back or they're heavy wide receivers. But, you know, I've won both ways. Each year I've won both ways. And, you know, like I said, either way you go, you still have to nail those middle round picks too. Dalton Schultz off the board in the 8th round at the 3rd pick of the 8th round. Damian Harris, Christian Kirk and Damian Harris off the board. What are your thoughts on Christian Kirk, Hulk Smash? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that pick right there at the 8.4 spot. Damian Harris for Team TFC in the 8.5 spot. That is his 3rd running back of the draft. Yeah, I mean, I definitely... Jay says, just pick the players that are going to do good. It's simple. Yeah, I wish it were that simple. I wish we knew. We just need that Back to the Future almanac, right? Sky Moore, rookie wide receiver for the Chiefs. Man, Ross Anderson is going for the burners, baby. Brandon Ayuk. Saw a big segment today from Peter King talking up Brandon Ayuk. You think he's going to get peppered? You know what, Hulk Smash, I'm a big fan of Christian Kirk too. I like that pick. All right, let's see. We've got Joe Burrow going to Fozzie Dog in the eighth round. Cordarrelle Patterson going at the 8.9 spot. I'm sorry, at the 8:10 spot. James Cook, rookie running back, going at the 8.10 spot to Mr. Master Ballers. All right, my pick is coming up fast here. Goddard going at 8.11. That very solid pick there, Dallas Goedert. Well, I'm gonna keep smashing the gas here on these wide receivers. I like the wide receivers in this area. All right, so I'm gonna go Lazard, and I'm gonna go Tony. I'm going to keep smashing up the wide receivers here. Lazard and Tony on the turn for the Gatsby. All right, were my fifth and sixth wide receivers of the draft. I would have taken Goddard, but Epic fell snipe me there. I was looking at him as well, so nice pick to Epic for taking Goddard there. Yes, sir. I feel like Fozzie had to draft Burrow, right? Super stack, man. Malin says RT11's looking very good, which might mean that is Malin's. He will neither confirm or deny that, though. Just FYI. Chase Claypool going 9.2. 9.2 Claypool. Let me hear some of your thoughts on who your top three teams are so far in this draft, and I'll ask that question again towards the end of the draft, and we'll see if you like those same teams' second half as well as you did the first half of the draft. All right, Trey Lance coming off the board to Master Ballers. As you guys know, if you didn't know, I'm a 49ers fan, so love that pick there. TL5, baby. All right, big money is on the clock here. Let's see what happens. Are all of you in the chat, are you signed up for the Invitational? I cannot wait to do some of those live stream drafts of the Invitational. It's going to be such fun. All right, so Drew likes the 1, 3, and 10 teams so far. Thanks, Drew. Tyler Lockett. Man, Tyler Lockett is really, I get it with the quarterback situation. But dang, Tyler Lockett's a beast. Alright, Smash says he likes TFC's team. Pacheco, the rookie running back, going to Fozzie Dog. Russell Wilson going to Mr. Witten. Malin said he has a stalker. Not only am I going to live stream the invitational draft that I'm in, but I'm also going to do a few of the other ones. How many leagues are there in that invitational, guys? I can't remember. How many total teams, or I guess teams, whatever, I can do the math. Robert Woods off the board. Melvin Gordon's off the board as well at the 9-7 and 9-8 pick. Hulk Smash is on the clock. Hulk Smash with 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, Patty Mahomes and Kelsey. Solid start so far. And Michael Carter, who was running with the ones. We'll see. That's an interesting deal. All right, so I got a 6 and a 7. Should we call it 6.5, guys? Split it in half there. 6 leagues. Okay, cool. So 6 leagues, 72 teams. Got you. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I'll get with Christo on this, and I will try my best to live stream every one of those drafts, because they definitely deserve it. It's the Invitational. I mean, I've got to try to stream all of those. Surely I can throw 6 leagues. I can figure it out to get those 6 leagues done. All right, Chris Olave, rookie wide receiver for the Saints, going in the 9.10 spot. Zach Ertz with a sickness. All right, King Latifah's turn. Keith Gainwell, and I'll tell you what, I really like the Zach Ertz pick too, sickness. If you're in the chat, I think Zach Ertz definitely early on while Hopkins is out is going to get peppered with some targets. Tom Brady. King Latifah takes second quarterback of the draft. Listen, to each their own, but I'm definitely not a fan of that pick right there. Hey, we'll have some fun with it still, Malins. I'll try to do some kind of giveaways too for the invitationals. I'll talk to the guys and see what we can come up with. Russell Gage going to the 10-2 spot. But going back to what Latifah did there, like I said, to each their own, and I'm definitely not saying that wouldn't work, but I don't understand some, and there's a lot of people that do it. So like I said, obviously it's some part of a lot of people's strategy. It almost happens every single draft, but drafting a QB in round 7 and then following another one up in round 10 is just not. It's definitely not my style. Because there's so many positions that you got to fill, and you need depth at those other positions other than QB. You know, and if you're drafting Dak in the 7th round, then you're saying, you know, obviously he's your guy. So it's going to be fun flipping a coin to see which one of those guys to play each week too. All right, Nyheim Hines goes to RT11. Darrell Henderson going to the Hulk Smash. All right, so Hulk Smash backs up his running back from the 3rd round, Cam Akers. According to training camp, those guys are kind of like 50-50 on splitting reps right now. I obviously think Cam Akers is going to take that job and run with it. But I do think Henderson can still provide some PPR depth for sure. And, you know, Akers is pretty injury prone as well. So if anything happens to him, you know, you have a solid backup who can produce as well. Rachaad White for the Buccaneers going to the TFC team. Guys, tell me more about your feelings on Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts goes in the 4th round. Sometimes I've seen him go in the 3rd round. I've seen him go before Mark Andrews in some drafts. Like there's no way in hell that I personally would take Pitts over Andrews. But Pitts has a lot of love this year. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Where do you think he ends up? Not necessarily at his position, but where do you think he ends up fantasy football points wise from this format here and how the scoring works? I mean, do you think he's going to be higher than 215 or lower? Let's just set a bar there, 215 or higher. Jahan Dotson, a rookie wide receiver for the Redskins, going to Team A-Raj Pack. Brad Witten taking Cole Kmet. Dubes going to Fozzie Dog. Romeo. Man, I really do think Romeo Dubes is going to be a beast. Some people complain about him going like crazy earlier now, but I like the pick. I really do. Madison, one of the best cuffs to own in fantasy football, to big money. Brian Robinson Jr., the Alabama rookie running back for the Commanders. All right, Mallon says he thinks third for Pitts over 215. All right, Mallons. Mark Mullins says he thinks that Pitts will have 600 targets. He's definitely going to have a bunch, no doubt. All right, my picks are coming up again. Got the buzz. All right, Mecole Hardman goes. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm definitely gonna grab Dawson Knox here. We'll let this clock run a minute so I can have a little time here to think. Looking at the quarterbacks, the running backs. Alright, so I'm gonna grab Knox and I'm gonna grab Stafford. Oops. Alright, so Stafford and Knox turn for the Gatsby. Seemed like a lot of people were trying to double up on those points there. So I like me a little I like myself having a little double score action with Stafford to A-Rob. I'll take it. I'm really surprised Knox made it back to me. I'm super happy with the way that landed right there. I honestly have zero concern about Matt Stafford's elbow. Absolutely zero, Lee. All right, Tyrion Davis Price, a rookie running back from LSU for the Niners, going at 11.2. Freiermuth, tight end for Pittsburgh, going at 11.3. Yeah, I honestly have zero concern about Matt Stafford's health with that elbow. Derek Carr going at 11.4. Aaron Rodgers. All right, we got us a little quarterback run here in the 11th round. Kind of rounding out the rest of that tier of QBs. Mark says, Fozzie's drafting dudes that sound like weed references. Chubb and Dub and Doobies. Chubb and Doobs. Let's go. All right, so everybody's trying to stack now. We got Carter Renfro. We got Rodgers to the Doobs. Traylon Burks goes to CPA TFC. All right, I got to hear everybody's thoughts on Traylon Burks, y'all. What is up? I mean, the dude got one target in the preseason game. I think he could have caught that ball. He's had some issues during camp. I mean, he basically was playing all the way through the fourth quarter. I'm not really sure. I mean, the talent's definitely there, but will fantasy production-wise, will he be there this year? Will he be by the end of the season? What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you feel he'll be solid wide receiver 3, something like that? What are your thoughts on Traylon Burks? All right, Algier going to Ross Anderson. Let's see. All right, we're still in the 11th round. We're a little over halfway through this draft, y'all. James Robinson. Man, how far he has fallen. My goodness. Irv Smith Jr. to the Hulk smash. Isaiah Spiller going to the 10th pick of the 11th round. Coming up on the end of the 11th round, we got Khalil Herbert, and we are going to see King Latifah with back-to-back picks. Got Kyle Pitts stuck in my mouth now. Let's see what Latifah does here. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here in these rounds. Devontae Parker. Oh, I think so too, AC. I can't wait. Pacheco sounds like a medicinal weed. Oh boy. Alright, so King Latifah at the end of the round here. Closing out the 11th round with Devontae Parker. Nice cuff, team 11. Totally agree on that. Feel like that had to be the pick right there for that team. All right, Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert off the board at 12-1. Here we are starting the 12th round. Thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in to the Fantasy Cure. This is episode number 1, 2022. Where are we at? August 15th. The Fantasy Cure is brought to you by Real Time Fantasy Sports and Draft Hero. Alright, guys, we're going to be pumping lots of things. I'm trying to get some little advertisements built. I'm working on this guy right now. He's supposed to be doing some video stuff for me. Hoping to have that done soon. He said he's still alive. Tyler Boyd going at the 11.2 spot. Rondale Moore off the board. I'm very intrigued by Rondale Moore. Because someone's going to have to step up. It seemed like Cliff Kingsbury really wanted to utilize Rondale Moore even more than he did last year. And then they had all the issues with Kyler Murray being injured on and off throughout the season too. So I'm intrigued by what Rondale Moore could be. I think he could be a super sneaky asset for that offense. I really do. Kenny Golladay off the board on the next pick at, what are we at, in the 12th round? I'm sorry, 12.4. Big Board Hulk still tugging away. All right, guys. How many total TFCs do you guys plan on doing? Let me know in the chat. I think I'm gonna end up somewhere probably around 20 to 25 total. Actually, it could be a little more than that. Probably around 25. Probably around 25. All right, Garrett Wilson, a rookie wide receiver from Ohio State, off the board. Hulk smash. He said cute as hell, like Pop Warner. Wow, Brock Brothers says he's got almost 75. Man, that's awesome. 75 TFCs. AC said I can't confirm. Homers will have the spreadsheets available. DJ Shark off the board. Between 0 and 151. Nice, Malins. Malins, you're a beast. Alright, let's hear your thoughts on DJ Shark. That's definitely a player that I wouldn't mind touching on. Not the way Hulk Smash is touching on himself there in this draft, but I'd like to touch on his production analysis. Christian Watson, rookie wide receiver for the Pack Attack. J.D. McKissick goes off the board right before that. It's going to be your third down running back for the Commanders. I feel like J.D. McKissick is so undervalued, man. Jacoby Myers. Almost the end of the 12th round here. We're rounding it out. Jacoby Myers at the 12.9 pick. Master Ballers takes George Pickens, another rookie wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, my pick's coming up. I'm going to go switch over here. Let's see who's left on the board. I really normally wouldn't take another wide receiver at this point, but I really can't believe he's still there with all these rookies that went off the board. I'm going to take Tolbert for the Cowboys just because of the what ifs, man. I really feel like he can do some damage even this season with Gallup's help. He's always injured. I like Gallup too, to be honest with you, but I like Tolbert's got a lot of upside, and he's already running with the ones, so I'm going to go Tolbert there. Like I said, normally I wouldn't have done that, but I can't pass that up right here. I feel like he should have went a round or two ago. Alright, so I'm going into the running backs. And I'm going to take Darrell Williams, who I think will be James Conner's backup. He did a solid job in Kansas City. Was really surprised that Kansas City kind of let him go. So we all know that Conner has injury history as well. I know. I couldn't help it though. I'll use a lot of those guys through bye weeks and stuff. No way am I letting Tolbert go into the 13th round. Not a chance. Not a chance. Thank you, Drew. All right, so Drew says regarding DJ Chark, start an X receiver on a productive offense in the 12th who pops when you watch him. Yeah, I mean, I never really understood the issue there. I mean, other than Urban Meyer's a complete idiot. I think we all can agree on that. And I'm just going to chalk it up to that of, some of the other issues that they were having with him. The whole team was just, out of whack last year. Love the Chris Evans pick. Nico Collins, another solid wide receiver pick. I think Nico's really going to turn it on this year. Robinson, another super solid pick. I love it, Fozzie Dog. I'm a big fan of Wan'Dale Robinson. Big fan right there. Super nice pick. Super nice pick. Smash it. How many wide receivers you want to collect dust on your bench? The Niners defense, first defense off the board in the 13th round. All right, Brad Witten said, give me them Niners. I like it. Just not my style for fantasy. Oh, yeah, Wan'Dale was a beast for the Kentucky Wildcats. He is a monster. Yes, sir, AC. Yes, sir. Robbie Anderson. Ross Anderson with two very solid back-to-back picks there in the 7 hole. Yeah, I was just about to say I couldn't remember where he transferred from. So DJ Shark. Very intriguing what he could do in that offense. As bad as Jared, as bad as Goff is sometimes, I'm still a fan of quarterbacks who aren't afraid to throw the damn ball, even if it does cost them their job. Like, I just have much more respect for those guys versus the guys who take 700 sacks and, those type of things. Like, I love the gunslingers, the Ryan Fitzpatricks of the world. Michael Gallup. TFC takes Michael Gallup in the 13th. Behind him is going to go Jarvis Landry to the Hulk smash. Yeah, I think Robbie Anderson and Brittany Griner do kind of favor. That's really messed up, Mark, that you said that. But it is funny. It is funny. Sorry about that. Actually, I clicked my webcam on. All right, Zamir White goes towards the end of the 13th round. We're about to round out round 13. Gerald Everett, tight end for the Chargers, goes to King Latifah, and then KJ Osborne. I actually like the KJ Osborne pick there to start off the 14th. Round and round we go. I think AC just accidentally hit enter too fast when he was typing out the Kentucky Wildcat reference to Wandell. Julio Jones. Said, hey, it worked for Antonio Brown. Why not Julio, right? All right, Paris Campbell. So 2 back-to-back Colts wide receivers. We have the rookie wide receiver Alec Pierce from Cincinnati Bearcats. Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer could turn into a very intriguing pick as well. Mike Williams, he gets banged up the way he plays, the way he high points ball sometimes. So, and we all know earlier on in his career, Keenan Allen had a ton of injuries. So, one of those guys goes down. Josh Palmer is still stepping right in to an every down player. All right, Deonta Foreman and Hunter Henry. That's going to be Brad Witten's second tight end. He's got Cole Kmet and Hunter Henry. All right, after this round, I'll start going down, or actually, I'll wait another couple of rounds. We'll start going through and talking about some of the teams. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. Very nice turnout for the first stream, in my opinion. Hope you guys always tune in. Looks like we've been going anywhere from 15 to 18 in the chat, so I'm loving that. Can't wait and hope to one day have that thing up to like 100 viewers going live. So, like I said, guys, feel free, share the link. Try to get as many people as involved as, if you think they like this kind of stuff. Jameson Williams off the clock. Epic Fellas on the clock. I'm coming up next. Ronald Jones went at 14.9 to the big money team. All right, Corey Davis. And now we're in a running back. Lots of running backs have been taken at this point. All right, I'm going to go with another solid backup here and go ahead and roll on Mr. D'Ernest Johnson. Let's take a peek here at the QB situation. Take Mark Ingram as well. Alright, so D'Ernest Johnson and Mark Ingram, a couple of stout studs there on the turn for me at 14 and 15. Just trying to shore up a little running back depth here. Hey, thanks a lot, Mounds. Appreciate it, buddy. I hope you guys are tuning in to all the shows that we're gonna have. What's up, Bob? Bob Clemens in the house. How you doing, buddy? I'm not mad. I'm not gonna say what the comment was, but I'm not mad at the comment, Bob. All right, Kenyon Drake's going right after my pick there. Mr. Drake. What'd you guys think about so far with Zamir White and in that offense? Hassan Haskins. A lot of people think it's going to be the true backup for King Henry. How are you doing, Bob? Good to see you, man. Mark Ingram's a stud, man. That's one guy I'm never worried about. He's like he's like an Anquan Bolden at running back. Hey, thanks a lot, Bob. I really am, man. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Jeff Wilson, super solid pick there. Jeremy Brock, nice pick. Kirk Cousins goes to Brad Witten at 15.6. I think Kirk Cousins is going to have another great season. AC said he thinks Zamir looks better than Jacobs. I don't know about that. I think Jacobs is undervalued, to be honest with you. I mean, for him to even do what he did in that offense was so stagnant, man. Like John Gruden's offense was stuck, back in the early 2000s, man. I think Jacobs has great vision. He's got great shift and movement in his hips. Like he gets through the hole well. He doesn't have the greatest top-end speed, but he goes through the hole. He has great vision, though. And this offense should definitely be opening up. with the added weapons they have this season, getting Devontae Adams is just going to be so huge for that team. Renfro's just, continues to emerge. Darren Waller's going to, he's back and healthy this year. You're going to implement the new scheme with Josh McDaniels, and I don't know, man. I think Josh Jacobs could be one of the steals of the season. I've seen a lot of reports out there, a lot of analysts, a lot of other websites that are really down on him and all this stuff, but I really think Josh Jacobs is in a good spot. He's, basically working to get his next contract too, whether it's probably not going to be the Raiders, but, they could have a change of heart or, looking for money from his next football team. So he's going to have to show all his cards this season. Kendrick Bourne, Isaiah McKenzie, Trey Sermon, Tyler Higbee. We're about to round out the 15th round here, guys. Hayden Hurst goes to King Latifah. A very nice pick. I like the Hayden Hurst pick. It's definitely one of my sleeper tight ends that goes later in the draft. Peoples-Jones, Cleveland wide receiver, off the board to start us off in the 16th round. Marlon Mack to the sickness. Exactly, AC. Oh, I agree, Mark. Captain Kirk gets zero respect. Buffalo Bills defense off the board. All right, KJ Hamler, super solid pick. I really like what Team TFC has done here. He took a few wide receivers early, but really stuck to his plan like he wanted a lot of the mid-tier running backs there, and has really shored up this team with some solid picks the last 5 rounds with Garrett Wilson, Michael Gallup, Josh Palmer, Kendrick Bourne, and KJ Hamler. Really solid job there on shoring up his wide receiver core for that team. I'll be honest with you, Drew. My information is I don't know. I really think Marlon Mack could be the starting running back for Houston. Now that's not saying a lot. I mean, that team I think is going to have a lot of struggles, but I don't know. Marlon Mack could be a highlight, for their team, and getting him, we'll just have to see. I mean, and apparently Dameon Pierce is having a really good camp too, so it'd be interesting to see how he does. Be interesting to see how well he can protect the quarterback. Is going to be one of the main things. All right, it's coming back up on my pick. Njoku going to Team Big Money Entry. Justin Fields for his second QB. Going to Mr. Master Ballers, and I am up next. Let me get back to the draft over here. RTS draft board. Colts defense off the board. I'm going to go ahead and try to shore up a little something too with Sony Michel, because I have Chase Edmonds. And I think I'm going to go ahead and look at the defenses. I'll hold off there, maybe even my kickers. I'm going to go ahead and grab my kicker in the 17th. Alright, so Sony Michel and Evan McPherson, the Bengals QB for me. Try to keep this on top 300 here on the board. Sorry about that, guys. The Mac Attack. Very true. I mean, he has fresh wheels. Dameon Pierce for sure. Sometimes it's very misleading. Those rookie running back situations. You think they're going to come in and by the end of the season they're going to take the job, and things happen and they just don't. All right, Brevin Jordan, Houston tight end, goes at the 17.3 spot. Was there any other TFCs that were filling tonight, guys? On the RTS website, does anyone know? Very true, Drew, and that's I was actually about to hit on that too. I mean, they're committed to Davis Mills too. I know that much. So, all I know is that one of the biggest things that coaches want to see is protection for the QB, and we all know that's one thing 100% in your mind. You know that Marlon Mack can protect the QB. Yeah, I saw that one filled at like 6 p.m. I think, and then I think another one filled that was starting at 10 o'clock Central, 11 Eastern time. So I think there's actually this one going and one more right now. Again, guys, we are in the 17th round. This show, The Fantasy Cure, is brought to you by Real Time Fantasy Sports, one of the best drafting fantasy sports website on the planet. I love the draft software here at RTS, and also brought to you by Draft Hero, the number one fantasy tool in the industry. And the more you get to know me here, guys, the more that you'll understand and know why Draft Hero is definitely the number one tool. Yes, sir. South Florida Bulls, Mr. Marlon Mack. All right, so rounding out 17th round, we've got three kickers off the board now. Brevin Jordan, the Houston tight end, Myles Gaskin, David Bell for Cleveland. That's the rookie wide receiver. Jamison Crowder for Buffalo, which I think is a damn good pick in the 17th round. Hey, thanks a lot, Drew. I appreciate the chat, man. I hope you are a consistent tune-in person. I really enjoyed the chat. Thanks a lot, buddy. All right, we got the Buccaneers defense off the board. I'll try to post either super early in the morning or late tonight or sometime tomorrow. I'll let you guys know when the next stream is going to be this week, and I will also let you know or make a little area to where I'm going to try to get see if Christo can make a channel in the Discord that's just for the show, because that's a place where I definitely want to put polls up and like put some stuff in there that has where you guys can put questions that I can answer on stream every week, and also can give me some questions to kind of create content as well, because I want to know from different players' perspectives what your struggles are. If you're kind of stuck in between a grouping of 6 or 7 running backs or wide receivers and you just can't you're not able to figure it out, I'll try to give my best emphasis on or best analysis on what I think or how those players should be drafted and why, and things like that. So we can kind of grow this thing together. But I guess we'll work on that, because I know there's the announcements there where I can like post certain things too, but a lot of stuff just gets lost, and and then the announcements, there's usually different stuff with the DFS and all that stuff in there too. So hopefully we can get that created for Discord, and then we can just communicate about the show directly in there. We'll drop links, we'll do giveaways, all kinds of fun stuff in there. All right, so flying out of the end of that round, we had 5 kickers taken in the 17th round. Curtis Samuel and Marvin Jones, some veteran wide receivers to round out the 17th round. Coming back three here on the 18th round, we got Van Jefferson, Devin Duvernay, who a lot of people think is going to be the second wide receiver on the Baltimore Ravens offense. You got Gus Edwards, super solid backup there. He's got J.K. Dobbins, makes sense. And Trevor Lawrence goes off the board here at 18.4. Another kicker, Matt Gay, the Rams kicker, goes 18.5. And we've only got a couple more rounds here. Once we're done, we'll go through the teams, have a little chatter. I'll switch screens here. We'll talk a little bit more about what's upcoming and, just kind of talk about the two platforms a little bit before I get off stream tonight. Green Bay Packers defense off the board. I'm actually going to switch over here. Back to the draft board. My picks coming up. Ryan Suckup. Next kicker off the board. Cowboys defense goes to Fozzie. Big money's on the clock. I'm actually going to go ahead and start looking over some of these defenses here. Chuba Hubbard goes to big money there. Master Ball at 18.10 is on the clock. Let's see what it rounds out here. Also probably need to grab me Saints defense. I really like that defense too. Alright, Pringles going up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab Deshaun Watson on the hopes that he will get to play towards the in or middle of the season. Hopefully by playoff time he's putting up some solid numbers for me as my QB2. And I think I'm going to go ahead and grab my defense. I'm going to go with the Broncos. I think that Broncos defense is going to be super solid. I like the start to their season with the two opponents. They got Seattle and Houston the first 2 weeks of the season, so that'll should give me a decent start there. All right, coming back around to you, we've got two more rounds. Starting off the 19th round with the Broncos defense. AJ Green's off the board. Did you see Mark's tip for the next show? Let me see. Put a little pressure on your prostate, your stream will be better. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to respond to that comment, Mark. Listen, we can't all have we can't all have a we can't all have a prostate the size of a Hulk smash, okay? He said it's a game changer. How does one exactly put a little pressure on their prostate to get that to happen, Mark? I'm not sure if I want to know that, really want to know that or not, actually. But I asked the question, so go for it. Yeah, buddy. All right. Taysom Hill, Evan Ingram. We got Will Fuller off the board and OBJ. Let's see. We're rounding out here. We'll kind of go through all the teams here when we end the draft. When I can stop switching 18 screens here. All right, we're rounding out the end of round 19, guys. AC says, "Uh-oh, wrong question." Mark will show you in person. Oh my gosh, you guys are cracking me up. Logan Thomas going to the Hulk smash. I'll tell you what, there are some really solid teams coming out of this draft. Really nice job tonight, fellas. Everyone who's in the draft. Colts running back, Mr. Philip Lindsay. The Tasmanian Devil. We got Tyler Beatty, the rookie running back for Baltimore. Oh, bend over. Bend over. Another shout out to Jeff Stein for doing such a great job with moderating these drafts. I know sometimes too our boy Christopher, he jumps on there too, and obviously mods and deals with all of our bipolar moods each and every day too. So much love to Chris. Oh, Lee, that's just me. My allergies are always freaking messing with me. All right, Jerick McKinnon, second pick of the final round. We're in the 20th round of the Fantasy Championship. It's going to be brought to you by Real Time Fantasy Sports. One of the best tournaments out there, man. I absolutely love the TFC. $500,000. $500,000, guys. That is life-changing money. Someone's going to win $500,000 from this tournament this season. I mean, it's unbelievable the prizes out there for these fantasy football drafts now. Joshua Kelly and Damian Williams back-to-back in round 20. You damn right, Brock Brothers. You're damn right. All right. I think I'm actually not going to say who I'm looking at because it's between a couple of positions here. Just going to go back through and see what I got here. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Heck yeah. Hey, thanks a lot, Mark. I appreciate it, buddy. He runs and throws. Points are about to happen. Smash is calling it. The smash is calling it from Joshua Kelly. Matt Ryan's off the board. Austin Hooper. I think that's an intriguing pick too. For TFC's second tight end. Alright guys, just a few more picks and we'll talk some more sports here, and we'll kind of look over the teams, go through, and I'll tell you guys a few more things coming up for the channel and things like that. And yeah, we'll call it a night. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thanks, Smash. Thank you, AC. Thanks, Mark, once again. Appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for the nice words. All right, Eno Benjamin coming off the board. Who was that? LaVisca. Man, what a bust that guy was last season. My gosh. People were super high on him last season, too. I remember he started flying up the boards those last 3 weeks of the drafting season. I mean, it was insane. And I mean, absolute total bust. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate that, buddy. Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard, one of the great wide receivers over the years. Just concussions, man. He just couldn't stay healthy. All right, we got Koo, the kicker for the Falcons, going to Master Ballers. Daniel Jones. And I'm going to close my draft out with Cameron Brate. Alright guys, there is the fantasy football draft. This was the TFC, the Fantasy Championship 8/15, 10 p.m. draft. Let's look at some of these teams, guys, and I tell you what, I can take the RTS draft board down now. I'll leave the board up though. Well, let's raise it up lower, you can see it. Thanks, Malins. Yes, guys, please hit the like, subscribe button on the video. If you're watching this video, if you're unable to watch, these videos will stay up on the YouTube channel. So no worries if you're not able to tune in live. You can always just go to the YouTube, to the home page, and search the live stream videos, and they'll pop up. They should be up there in order of the date of the stream. So alright, so let's talk about some of these teams. Why can't I get over to this spot here? Let me make this a little bit bigger for y'all. Alright guys, let's talk some teams here. So, alright, started off here. If you guys don't mind, in the chat, I want to hear your favorite 3 teams. And you don't really have to put why. Just give me what you think your favorite 3 teams are. Alright, so first, we'll start off here. Let me pull this out and get the whole thing. Alright, so first round here, let's see. Team 1, obviously, my team. Actually, we'll come to my team later. We'll start from the 2-hole with Epic Fell. He's got Najee Harris, Aaron Jones, Keenan Allen, A.J. Dillon, Scary Terry, Lamar Jackson, Pollard, Goddard, Claypool, Hardman, Tyrion Davis-Price, Jamal Williams, Gesicki, Corey Davis, Kenyon Drake, the Colts D, Tucker Pringle Snell. All right, so there's some good and some bad on this team in my opinion, from my perspective. I feel like I'm not a big fan of Aaron Jones, but he's got A.J. Dillon as well. Hard to pass up Aaron Jones there at the 2.11 spot, so I don't really blame them for that. And he did do a nice job of going ahead and snatching up Dillon as well. Where it gets tricky for me, like Scary Terry, I'm fine with. Even the Lamar Jackson pick there, I think I'm okay with. Um, Pollard solid. The Goddard. So after Goddard here, it gets a little tricky for me. Like I'm not a big fan of Claypool. Not hating on the pick. It's the ninth round. I mean, the guy could reemerge, do something big. I'm not sure. I'm just not personally a fan of Claypool. Mecole Hardman's. I'm kind of in the same boat. He was actually a lot better than people give him credit for last season, fantasy points production wise. Tyrion Davis Price, like, listen, I get it. I understand why um, folks are drafting him. He's the big, strong. He's the new toy for San Fran. You know, Elijah Mitchell was taking a beating. We saw that he can't handle, a load that's gonna, push him to 25 carries a game. And then I love the Jamal Williams pick, but it does get a little tricky there in rounds 9 through 11 for me. I think I would have done a few things different. Still, not a bad team at all. I do like the Corey Davis pick. I'm not crazy about the Kenyon Drake the pick in the 15th round, but the rest of the team's not bad. Love the Daniel Jones pick in the 20th. I mean, what do you have to lose? The guy's going to get you. Excuse me, guys. The guy's going to get you some rushing yards too. So that's good as well. All right, on to Master Ballers in the 3-hole. Hold on one second. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. All right, so the 3-hole, we got Master Ballers, Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuel. We've got Travis Etienne, Cortland Sutton, Rashad Bateman, Elijah Moore, Damian Pierce, James Cook, Trey Lance. We got Robinson Jr., Freiermuth, George Pickens, Evans, Jameson, Haskins, Fields, Brevin Jordan, Saints, Marshall, and Koo. All right, this is a really solid team. And I mean, that's true. That's very true. I just don't think he's even going to be the backup, though. I think a lot of people are drafting him thinking that he's going to be the number 2, and I don't think he's going to be the number 2. I could be wrong on that. We'll see how camp shakes out, but they did take him with, a third-round pick. So they did the same thing last year with Trey Sermon. I just don't really think he's going to be the number 2 guy. Now, injuries do happen. It seems like every single year, like you're kind of relating to. So from that perspective, I mean, a guy goes down, I mean, he's one of the next guys up. So from that perspective, I totally understand and get it. I'm just not a fan of it. All right, so like I said, Master Ballers, super solid start right here. I mean, you got 2 killer wide receivers in Jefferson and Deebo. I'm not completely sold on ETN. He did really look damn sharp the other night in that preseason game with limited work. I mean, his legs look really fresh. He had a really incredible burst like we were used to seeing at Clemson again. We all know that offense is going to have some struggles still. New scheme, new offense, which is all better. Those are all better things. What is James Robinson's role going to be? They also drafted a rookie running back as well. So, kind of mixed. I mean, that's an early third-round pick. You take ETN over a lot of running backs right there. Like I said, could turn into an excellent pick. I do think PPR-wise, he's definitely going to be saved by a lot of PPR production, so his numbers I think will be solid. I absolutely love the Elijah Moore pick. If he would have came to me in round 6, I definitely was going to take him. So Master Ballers kind of sniped me there. We kind of talked about Rashad Bateman a little bit. Cortland Sutton is a guy a lot of people are believing in. And again, this is a 4th-round pick. He's taken over a lot of very good wide receivers. I know the quarterback play and just the offensive tempo in general was absolutely terrible. last season. But even so, like, Sutton really, his numbers were not impressive last year. I get all the struggles they had. I know all that. I know the situation, but I do have my reserves about Sutton. Now I do know Russell Wilson. Like, obviously, he just brings a different attitude to a team. Like, he makes players better. Like, literally just his presence. So he's a great leader. Listen, Sutton has the speed. He has the size. So I could easily see him turning it around. But I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Sutton doesn't live up to the expectations. I'm not going to go too far in this because, hell, this could be about 3 shows worth of content that we're doing. But I'm just going to fly through the rest. Like I was saying, Bateman, we kind of talked about a little bit. Once again, somebody's going to have to step up and play wide receiver there. So, Bateman did have some signs of, what could be for this season. It's just, it seems like it never happens for the Ravens. It drives me nuts. They got rid of Marquise Brown, so that situation there. But like I said, some really solid picks after that. Dameon Pierce, I think will end up being a decent pick. James Cook, there's a lot of people that are high on him and what he can do in that offense. Trey Lance, I absolutely love that pick. Robinson Jr., like, he could play the part. Freiermuth, another solid pick. Pickens, I think Pickens could turn into be a solid pick as well in round 12. I love the Chris Evans pick. Jameson Williams, if he can just get healthy and get back with his speed, I think he could be a second half producer. Haskins, at this point you're throwing darts, but still I think that's a decent one to throw. Henry did go down last year, so we'll see. And overall, I would say that Master Bars has a decent team. I definitely like the starters, and he has some decent picks at depth too. All right, big money entry was in the 4 hole. We got Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, 2 bangers right there. I love the Mark Andrews pick. He should have super high production with the amount of targets he's going to get. Love the Elijah Mitchell pick. Rounded out his round 5 pick with Josh Jacobs. Super nice pick right there in my opinion. Love the Hunter Renfrow pick as well. Adam Thielen was another nice pick. Cordarrelle Patterson. I'm not sold on him either. He did get him in the 8th round, so that makes me, I enjoy that pick a little better than I would have if he would have went any sooner than that. Obviously, I have my reserves about him just because I'm not sure what this new offense is going to be. And, Matt Ryan's gone. I do not trust Marcus Mariota. I really was thinking Jimmy Garoppolo might end up in Atlanta, but I'm just not sure if that's going to happen after all. Tyler Lockett falling to the 9th round. How do you not take a shot on him right there? Alexander Madison, another super great pick right there in round 10. I love the Derek Carr pick, not being afraid there to roll with Carr. I think Carr is going to be just fine. Jacoby Myers, I'm also a fan of that pick in round 12. I still think he'll be the number 1 wide receiver for that draft as well. And let's see. Yes, draft boards are hard. Let's see. Ronald Jones. There's a lot of negative news about Ronald Jones. We're really going to have to pay attention to him over the next few weeks to see what's going on in camp with him. There's something there that's there. It's off, or Pacheco's the real deal. I guess we'll find out. Love the Tua pick in round 15. Everybody loves Waddle and Tyreek Hill, so how can you not love Tua as well, is the way I'm going to put that. Overall, I would say this team is decent for sure. It's got some upside with some players that with a lot of uncertainty about. But, if some of those players come through, this team could make a run possibly for the playoffs too, I think. All right, going to the pick 5 to Fozzie Dog, Jamar Chase, Nick Chubb, T. Higgins, Gabriel Davis, Waller, Penny, Walker Burrow, Pacheco, Dubes, Rogers, Watson, Wandale, Fant, Jeff Wilson, Kyron Williams, David Bell, Cowboys, Taysom Hill, Benjamin. This is probably one of my favorite teams this draft. I was kind of watching him as he was building this throughout. I like a lot of players that fell, kind of just fell. It seems like Fozzie was in one of the sweet spots tonight. Darren Waller's solid pick in the fifth. He's healthy. I believe they're gonna use the hell out of him. Josh McDaniels obviously loves tight ends coming from New England. The Gabriel Davis pick, I'm okay with. I'm just, a lot of people are super high on Gabriel Davis, and I get it, man. He closed out the season with a banger. Super talented, but my gosh, man, they have 15,000 mouths to feed. Josh Allen is pretty damn good about spreading the ball around too. So, I don't know. I mean, Gabriel Davis is a solid pick, though. I like that. Rashad Penny's boom or bust. We all know what that is. Very smart move by Fozzie, swinging back around, grabbing Walker the third. So I do like that. He solidified that Seattle backfield. Very nice job there. Getting Joe Burrow in the eighth is always nice. He teams them up with Higgins and Chase. You're gonna have some high point totals when those dudes are blowing up, which will be a lot of weeks, I believe. Dubes, absolutely love the target share and just the work he was getting in his first preseason game. So Rodgers has been talking about him as well. Speaking of Rodgers, comes back, grabs Rodgers. I think when Watson gets healthy, seems like he's almost ready to go back to practice. So Watson can make some. You might see him rising a lot in the ADP over these next few weeks too, depending on how healthy he gets, how much time and how much game speed he can get down by missing that week and a half of training camp. Wan'Dale Robinson, guys, I'm just going to tell you flat out, I'm absolutely in love with. Every one of the wide receivers on the New York Giants are super injury prone. Brian Dable coming over from the Bills, a brand new offense, going to bring some swag to it. They have a capable backup quarterback with Tyrod. If Daniel Jones if he's going to be a lame duck again, then you do have a decent quarterback can throw the football still. So Wan'Dale's I believe can get touches as a running back too. I really love his 12. I mean, this team right here is one of my favorite for sure. Like, he did such a good job beginning and middle of the round. So I think Fozzie, you did a super great job. Speaking of Jeff Wilson, I really love the Jeff Wilson pick. I do think every time Wilson's gotten an opportunity, it seems like he's had pretty decent production. He also has very good hands. He has that great burst that Shanahan looks for in that scheme. Noah Fant, can't really go wrong there with your second tight end. Kyron Williams, I get it, we're throwing darts there. David Bell, same story. Nice job, Fozzie. All right, CPA TFC, this was the middle of the pack here. How in the hell Christian McCaffrey fell to him? I mean, that was a blindfold pick. Nice pick there. CeeDee Lamb. I've seen him go in the first round a lot as well. James Conner. We got Jalen Waddle, Antonio Gibson, Juju, Sanders, Ayuk, Wilson, Kmet, Burks, McKissick. The Niners defense, Hunter Henry, Cousins, Ebner, Crowder, Suckup, Evan Ingram, and Chenault. This team here, again, if you nail these running backs with Gibson and Sanders, which I think at best you're going to be 50-50 on. So this team does have a lot of potential. I think Waddle is a steal in the fourth round. To this day, I still do. James Conner, I mean, I don't know. This James Conner, if he can do a lot of what he did last year, man, it's insane. Insane. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I was kind of looking at the comments too. Here, let me move this over where I can actually see you guys talking. It might actually help me. I won't have to keep moving that out the way. Dang it. Sorry about that. There we go. All right, so Brad Witten, I think this, like I said, could be a decent team. There's a lot of questions regarding Ayuk, but supposedly he's had a damn good camp. That's a great sign. Traylon Burks has a Traylon Burks for me has a big, huge question mark. I am not going to bet on Traylon Burks being that guy this year. I'm just not. He was drafted in a position where he was supposed to come in and be NFL ready. It doesn't look like that's the case. Now, we still have, 3 weeks left of training camp here. Things could change. Injuries can happen. All these other things. So, you know, I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. J.D. McKissic, I love the pick there. I kind of talked about that when you made it. I think J.D. McKissic's is a really undervalued asset in that offense. Love the Hunter Henry pick. Love the Niners defense. I wouldn't have taken a defense in the 13th round, but you did get a good one. Absolutely love your QB2 and Kirk Cousins. Throwing darts down here at the end, except for Crowder. I mean, shit, Crowder in the 17th. Now that's a little crazy to me. I know McKenzie's getting a lot of the headlines right now, but Crowder is definitely a safety net. We'll see how that shakes out. Decent team, just some question marks on that team for me. Nice job on getting McCaffrey at pick 6, though. All right, we're on to Ross Anderson. A-Raj Pack was in the 7 hole. And let's look at his team. Cook, Kamara, Pittman Jr., Cooks, Brown, Hurts, Hawkinson, Sky Moore, Robert Woods, Dotson, Algier. We got DJ Shark, Robbie Anderson, Foreman, Tanyan, Jameis Winston, Carlson Packers, Fuller, and Matt Ryan. Again, this is another one of my favorite teams. I really love the Cook-Kamara connection there. I mean, those guys, when healthy, can just be absolute monsters in a PPR format. Michael Pittman Jr., I love that pick, where you got him in the 3rd right here. Cooks, Brown. I mean, if those guys are what they can be and should be, and in those offenses, especially Marquise back with Kyler, I mean, this team right here could absolutely blow up through those first 4 or 5 picks. Jalen Hurts, I was not expecting to go in the 6th round. Definitely made me want to cry because I really like Jalen Hurts, and I had 0 shots at him this draft. So nice job on taking him right there. It seemed to work out for you because you still landed Sky Moore, who has a great opportunity in that offense. Sky is another one. I'm not sure how much production is it gonna equate to that 8th round pick. Still worth a shot in my opinion, just because he's in a top offense in the league. Love the Robert Woods pick at round 9. I could have easily taken him at 9-1 over Tony, but I actually have a pretty decent amount of shares of Robert Woods, so I wanted to switch gears and take Tony for this draft. Dotson is another one. Seems like him and Curtis Samuel will be battling out some targets throughout the season. Love the Algier pick there in the 11th. Definitely has a lot of upside. The only thing I'll say is, Marcus Mariota definitely takes away from can take away from touchdown production for his running backs, with him also having some wheels too. DJ Shark we kind of talked about. I like the pick there. Solid pick in round 12. Robbie Anderson, I mean, we say it every year. This will be the year. We'll see. I definitely think if Baker's the QB, then maybe they'll get a little more consistent. Maybe he can get a little more consistent. But again, he had a decent season last year, especially on 50% completion from his targets to reception. It was god awful with a shitty quarterback play they had last year. So we'll see if they shore that up a little bit. Second year coach Matt Rule. Deonta Foreman, obviously good backup to have with McCaffrey's issues as of late. I think I like the Tanyan pick there too as well. Jameis Winston, not a bad backup in the 16th round. The rest of your draft, I get it why people are drafting Fuller. We'll see where he lands, and like we know, injuries do and will happen. Very nice. Overall, not a bad team at all. I definitely think this team can make the playoffs. All right, Austin Eckler. We're at Team TFC. This was the eighth pick of the draft. Austin Eckler, Devontae Adams, Zeke. We got Pitts, Godwin, Herbert, Amari Cooper, Harris, Gordon, Rashad White, James Robinson, Wilson, Gallup, Palmer, Bourne, Hamler, Bucks defense, Matt Gay, OBJ, and Austin Hooper. Again, I gotta say, TFC did a very good job with his depth on both angles here with his running back and wide receivers. A lot of a lot of very good wide receivers. He was in a good spot in this draft. It really seemed like he was in a good sweet spot as well. He got some damn good backup running backs that are potential starters with Rashad White, James Robinson, Melvin Gordon, even Damian Harris is a super solid pick in the 8th round. Amari Cooper fell to him in the 7th. And then, starting from round 12 down, he got 4 or 5 really solid wide receivers. And Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis gets hurt all the time. We'll see what happens there if Wilson can step up and be an immediate production person. Gallup, if he stays healthy and he can get healthy, we all know what Gallup can do. Will he do it? I'm not sure. Josh Palmer is a great piece to have right there. Kendrick Bourne, another guy that he catches everything, does a solid job, did a solid job last year. Love the KJ Hamler pick, especially after the Tim Patrick news with the torn ACL that's going to take him out for the season. Overall, pretty decent team. You got a damn good quarterback in Herbert. Love the starters. I'm not sold on the Pitt stuff, but again, I get why people want to take a shot at Pitts. I really do. I'm not knocking the pick at all. I'm just not a fan of it, but I do understand why people are giving it a shot. Definitely worth mixing it up. Nice job, TFC. Hulk smash. All right, let's look at the Hulks team here. I'm running out of water. All right, he was in the 9-hole. King Henry, Travis Kelce, Akers, Breece Hall, Amon St. Brown, Mahomes, Drake London, Kirk, Michael Carter, Henderson, Irv Smith, Galladay, Landry, Pierce, McKenzie, the Bills, Butker, Lawrence, Logan Thomas, Joshua Kelly. I think Hulk Smash did a pretty decent job here. He definitely got some bangers at running back with Henry, Akers, and Breece Hall. Still not sold on what all that means. You see Michael Carter was kind of the guy the other night. It really doesn't mean much. It's preseason. It was the first preseason game. Breece Hall could just take that job, probably pretty easily. But they also used Tevin Coleman, excuse me, who I know Robert Saleh trusts a lot. He's known him a long time from the 49ers too. So definitely something just to hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry, my throat's dry. Definitely some potential just for having a situation there between Carter and Hall, but you got them both. But you're also taking Breece Hall in the 4th round. I've seen him go 3rd round. Honestly, a bunch of drafts, so I'm not mad at the pick at all. I do like the St. Brown pick. I think he and Goff are going to pick up, just where they left off. I still think St. Brown's the best wide receiver on that team until Jameson Williams proves that he can be that guy too. Drake London, I'm definitely a fan of that pick. I cannot stand the quarterback situation in Atlanta. I cannot stress that enough, guys. I'm not a big fan of that QB situation in Atlanta. I swear if they would somehow trade for Garoppolo, I would definitely be a lot higher, especially even on Pitts. But we'll see. Maybe Mariota's learned a few things. I just don't trust his arm, but target overload should be the case for Drake, and I think he's good enough to make some things happen. The 7th round pick I think is pretty good for him. Christian Kirk, absolutely love that pick. He should be the top dog, and should be the guy moving the chains a lot there with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence typically likes those types of wide receivers. So we'll see how that pans out. We already kind of spoke on Carter. Darrell Henderson, another nice job. That's one thing Hulk did that I liked here. He got both his backups with question mark running backs with Akers and with Brees. So very nice job. And Henderson and Michael Carter can both produce. If something does happen, you still got a decent piece at running back there. Irv Smith, I don't really know what to say on him. The guy just seems to be hurt all the freaking time. And I really would have liked to seen Hulk go another position here. You have Kelsey. I really don't know when the hell you're going to play Irv Smith. By the time Kelsey's bye week gets to, by the time Kelsey's bye week happens, Irv Smith's probably going to be injured anyway. So I definitely think that you could have won another position right there, Hulk, and just kind of built some more depth on your team. But still, I mean, if that's your guy, you believe in him. Like I said, I'm not mad at it. I'm just here giving you my opinion on it. Galladay, Jarvis Landry, Pierce, and McKenzie. Some question marks here. Some of it I just don't get. It's a new scheme for the Giants is the only reason I'm not like totally against Galladay. I mean, the guy looked like a lost puppy last year, and I'm just not sure I guess that whole team did in general, but I don't know. I've got to see something from Galladay early on, or he could definitely become a drop candidate. They've got some young studs, and Tony. They've got some young studs, and Wandell as well. Sterling Shepard's still there, although I know he's probably a concussion away from literally retiring from football. I love the Jarvis Landry pick. I think that's a solid pick, and I think Jarvis is going to have a decent year. Alec Pierce could really turn into something special. I just don't know if that will be this year. But again, he's definitely one of the upper echelon of rookies in my opinion. I love his size. He's got decent speed, pretty good hands. McKenzie could turn into something serious. Again, a lot of mouths to feed in that offense with Diggs and Gabriel Davis and Jamison Crowder and Dawson Knox and McKenzie, and now people are loving James Cook. That's going to be added receptions for him. So, I mean, there's just a lot of mouths to feed in that offense. I do think he'll have some big games, kind of like McKenzie, probably more in like a best ball situation, because I just wouldn't know when the hell to tell you to play him at all. Buffalo Bills defense, you round out the rest of your draft. Decent team, Hulk. And then, like I said, I do like what you did there with your running backs, because I don't feel you were too comfortable with the situation either, which is why you drafted Carter and Henderson. But nice job in backing up your running backs for sure. All right, RT11. This was the 10 hole. All right, we started off with DeAndre Swift. We went Diggs, DJ Moore, Dobbins, Judy, Hopkins, Kyler Murray, Dalton Schultz, Olave, Hines, Spiller, Rondo Moore, MBS, Campbell, Sermon. I'm just going to call him Big Albert. I can't pronounce his last name. Bass, Edwards, Lindsey, and Damon Williams. Again, this team's not bad at all. You do have some question marks there. I definitely would have liked to see this team back up DeAndre Swift with Jamal Williams, but maybe it just didn't fall that way for him. I'm not sure. Love the Diggs pick. Love the DJ Moore pick. Dobbins is a huge question mark. Somehow Gus Edwards falls to around 18T, so I love what you did there. Although initially I'm not sure he'll be the backup, but the people in front of him are not very talented in my opinion, so I do think Gus can still be as solid as they come as a backup running back. And Gus Edwards might be as good, if not better, than J.K. Dobbins. We'll see how that all pans out, but you did do a good job by making sure you got Edwards there. And I think that was on accident because, like I said, I don't think you would have took him in the 18th round. Jerry Jeudy, question marks. I'm just not. I don't know, man. There's so many wide receivers with proven track records in that area. I don't understand. A lot of people love Judy, so I mean, it might pay off. You know, Russell Wilson, he's a hell of a quarterback. So we're gonna see. Maybe it was poor quarterback play and terrible scheme the previous years. New coaching, new QB, all that stuff. Just a big question mark there. Same thing with Hopkins. Hopkins is suspended, the first 6 weeks of the season. Will he come back? Will he be ready? Is he going to be the same D-Hop? He had lots of injury stuff going on with him, too. He's getting older. But I can't really be mad at you for taking Hopkins in the 6th round there. All right, love the Kyler Murray picks. Not bad in the 7th. Schultz, very good pick in the 8th round. You must be a believer in Olave, and I'm not mad at it either in the 9th round. It's a solid pick. Hines and Spiller, you got two, what could be, especially in Spiller, could be a super huge pick there. I do think Hines is going to be integrated even more in the offense this year versus last season. Kind of hit on the Rondale Moore as we were drafting. I do like that pick. MVS, I get it. That's all I'll say on that. I get it. It's the 13th round. Paris Campbell, I get it. Just seems like it's never going to work for him. The Trey Sermon pick, I get it as well. You're throwing darts there. Again, I just don't know the situation. Like, he didn't look very good last season and very comfortable in that offense. So I'm not sure he's the guy. But, he was a rookie. So we'll see. Big Albert there in the 16th, I think, could be a really solid pick for you. Finished out your draft really nice. Love the Damian Williams pick in the 20th. So overall, I would say middle of the pack. Not my favorite team, but definitely not my worst team either. So decent job, RT11. All right, Sickness here with the 20 rounds. He's got Mixon, Barkley, Montgomery, Allen, Metcalf, Thomas, Hunt, CEH, Ertz, Gage, Herbert, Boyd, Zamir, Julio, Higbee, Marlon Mack, Curtis Samuel, Duvernay, Beatty, and McKinnon. All right, so he went 3 running backs off. He didn't take a wide receiver until the 5th round, and started off pretty good with DK Metcalf. I probably would have liked to have seen your wide receiver 2 be someone other than Michael Thomas. Not saying that he won't produce as that. He absolutely could. Could put up some massive numbers there. There's a lot of question marks there. That would scare the hell out of me, put it that way, for Thomas to be my wide receiver too. I feel like you had a lot of other options at that pick that you could have went another direction there with a different wide receiver to feel a little bit safer, in my opinion. But still, hey, to each their own. If you feel like that's the guy, then good pick for you. I'm not mad at the Kareem Hunt pick in the 9th. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of Edwards-Helaire, but I get it. He plays in one of the best offenses in the league. Maybe he gets his shit together this year and stays healthy. We'll see. I do think that offense will be, or we know it will be, tweaked some as they're learning to reestablish different ways of getting or utilizing their player skill sets and all those things. With the loss of Tyreek Hill, I do think they're going to be running some different packages and things like that too this season. And I think Andy Reid's, definitely dialed up some different scheme work to maybe get Clyde some different kind of looks and things like that. Love the Zach Ertz pick in round 9. Russell Gage, I think, is, I'll be honest, I'm kind of mad at myself because I don't have enough shares of Gage, because he just never falls to me, like, ever. No matter where I'm at, he goes, if I have a chance to get him, he would go way early in my drafts and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, since the Julio signing, he's really dropped a couple of rounds, because, I want to say he was going like the 7th, 6th round for a while there. And it also looks like Godwin's going to make it back a lot faster than people anticipated. But, we'll see if Julio's going to be able to produce and even stay healthy. He has so many soft tissue injuries these days. He's definitely getting a little older too, so not sure on that. I think Russell Gage is still definitely going to be a huge part of that offense. Absolutely love the Khalil Herbert pick in the 11th round. I think you got to steal right there at that pick. Tyler Boyd, I think in the 12th round is about where he needs to be. And again, with Higgins having, he's had shoulder surgery this offseason, or he had a banged up shoulder. With the way he and Jamar Chase fly around all over the place, and T. Higgins is another high point guy, so you got to be careful with those guys. They come down weird all the time. So if something does happen to one of those guys, Tyler Boyd definitely slides way up the radar for targets. I love the Zamir White pick. You got Gage and Julio. I see what you did there. It makes me love Gage even more. Definitely makes me love Julio even more. Nice pick with Higbee too in the 15th. 16th round, Marlon Mack. Curtis Samuel, I think, could be a pretty good deal. Duvernay, somebody else has got to catch the ball too. I'd say you did a hell of a job on your second half. I like your second half part of this draft better than I do your top half. Sickness, if that makes sense. You did a great job on the second half of your draft. And I think if you just did a couple of things different, maybe in the beginning, I would have liked this team a lot better. But I think definitely with what will be your bench players and what they could turn out to be, I think your team can make a run for some stuff too. So I definitely like your second end of the draft better, second half part of the draft better that you did versus the top. All right, and the last team, King Latifah goes Javonte Williams, Fournette, Deontay Johnson, Mooney, Singletary, Kittle, Prescott, Devontae Smith, Gainwell, Brady, Parker, Mostert, Everett, Osborne, Hurst, Peoples-Jones, Marvin Jones, Van Jefferson, Rams, Greg, Joseph. Not crazy mad. I'm not sure I would have took Javonte Williams there, but he was not going to have an opportunity to get him, obviously, and that's the thing about being on the ends. Like, you have to reach. If you like a certain player, they're not coming back because it's forever before you get another pick. So I'm not too mad at it. Deontay Johnson, I like the pick. Love the Mooney pick. Should have 500 targets this year. Singletary, I think you took a little bit too early. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe that's, again, you were just kind of reaching there because you knew he wasn't going to make it back. Love the Kittle pick in the 6th round. Dak Prescott in the 7th's not bad either. Devontae Smith, I think, is a decent pick. Love the Gainwell pick. I do not like the Tom Brady pick, as I mentioned during the draft. You draft Dak Prescott to be your starter. You took a high pick in the 7th round for a QB to begin with. So why waste another pick in the 10th on another quarterback? You can't start but one. If you're not a believer in your QB in the 7th round, then you probably shouldn't have drafted Dak Prescott there. In hindsight, I think you would have much rather had another running back or wide receiver in the 7th round if you knew you could have got Tom Brady in the 10th, or vice versa. Just kept Dak Prescott and then grabbed you another receiver or running back there in the 10th where you took Brady. So I'm just not a fan of that at all. Some people do that. I'm just not a big fan of it. So that's just my opinion on it. Devontae Parker, a huge question mark with that whole situation. I don't even know what to think about that. They don't throw the ball out to begin with. I do think Jacoby Myers is still going to be the top dog there in that offense. But Devontae Parker does have talent. It's his 8th season, so he's had one good season his whole career. So we'll see. Mostert, just huge question marks. There's 15 running backs in that offense. He does have decent hands. He does have that elite elusiveness and speed. He runs the 100 like no other. But man, I'm not sure what that's going to equate to. And he's super injury prone, gets banged up a lot because of the way he runs. Gerald Everett, I'm not mad at that pick either in the 13th. Love the KJ Osborne pick. Hayden Hurst, I think, is another really solid pick as your third tight end on this team. And again, the rest of your draft, you're kind of throwing darts. Love the Van Jefferson pick if he can get back healthy. Um, I personally don't think the Rams are going to sign OBJ unless there's a injury that happens to Kupp or Allen Robinson. I just don't see it. But overall, not a bad draft, just not my favorite draft either. 12 spot's kind of hard too, though. All right, then we'll review my draft, guys. I went Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans, A.J. Brown, Mike Williams, Allen Robinson, Ramondre Stevenson, Chase Edmonds, Allen Lazard, Kadarius Toney, Dawson Knox, Matt Stafford, Tolbert, Darrell Williams, Dearness Johnson, Mark Ingram, Sony Michel, McPherson, Watson, Broncos, Brait. All right, so I'll give you guys just a little insight here on why I did what I did. Obviously, I was going to take Mike Evans on my turn there after taking JT. A.J. Brown, I kind of would have, a lot of times I've taken Pittman. It's Pittman, A.J. Brown there for me. I just wanted to do a little something different. I do think A.J. Brown's going to have a monster year. Again, he also has injury, a lot of soft tissue issues. I'm hoping that crap's worked out and hoping if he plays 17, I mean, A.J. Brown at that position should be, absolutely monster year numbers-wise. He got paid, like, do your job, right? All right, Mike Williams, similar situation. Another guy who can be easily injury prone for the way he catches the football. Probably will be in a top 3 offense in the league. I absolutely love Mike Williams this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he and Keenan both play 17 games. If Mike Williams doesn't outscore Keenan this season, Herbert loves to push the ball down the field, so that's what Mike Williams does, and he's pretty good at it. Allen Robinson, hey, give me another piece of that Rams offense, right? There's plenty of targets to go around. I loved A-Rob. They're in the 5th round. Ramondre Stevenson, I really like him on my teams, and I have taken him a ton this season because I had a feeling I was about 80% on James White retiring, which he did. So I think Ramondre, at the very least, solidifies that 3rd down running back status, and he just looks amazing running the football as a 3-down running back at times when he's had opportunities and when Harris has been banged up and when he's just looked like the better running back at times. So I really like that pick there. Again, I'm at the ends of the draft. You got to kind of reach. I took Edmonds over Pollard. You know, in hindsight, looking back, I kind of wish I would have took Pollard just because there's like 55 running backs in Miami, which I think Edmonds is going to be fine, but another guy who has all these damn injuries, I'm kind of slapping myself upside the head right now. And this is what happens in draft. Like, I should have stuck true to what I know, and I should have taken Pollard at that pick. So I'm kind of upset at myself for not taking Tony Pollard right there. Allen Lazard, again, should get the definitely a solid opportunity. It being the wide receiver 1 and one of the best, playing with one of the best quarterbacks. I love Kadarius Toney and what he can bring to the table if he just keeps his health as well. I think I got a steal in the 10th round and got lucky that Dawson Knox fell to me. Super solid tight end in a very good offense. The Matthew Stafford pick's obvious. He was the top quarterback on the board in my pick. So I love the connection with he and Robinson. I told you guys during the draft, Tolbert, I couldn't even believe was still there in the 12th. I've seen him go as high as the 8th and 9th rounds. He's really climbed, and if this kid takes over and just takes that wide receiver job from Gallup, which I'm not saying he does or doesn't, but he's going to have a damn good shot at it. We all know Gallup gets hurt a lot, and Gallup is very erratic, so maybe, Tolbert could be the more consistent guy as well, and at worst, he should be the 3rd wide receiver on the team. So I think Tolbert was a solid pick. I never would have took another wide receiver right there, but I was not passing him up. Darrell Williams, Dearness Johnson, just 2 of which I think will be one of the are two of the better backups in the league. If Chubb goes down, um, or something happens with Hunt too, we've seen Dearness Johnson. If he starts, he's an RB1. I mean, the guy's going to score 20 plus points when he's the the RB1 on Cleveland's team. Darrell Williams, I think, could manage a pretty huge load if something does happen to Connor. Plus, I think he'll still have a lot of usage as well in that offense. Mark Ingram, still don't know what's going to happen with Kamara. Regardless, Mark Ingram seems to put up decent numbers each and every season, no matter what. So if something happens to Kamara, then boom, you have a solid fill-in there. I took Sony Michel because I took Chase Edmonds. So, I mean, that was kind of my feel there. That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't really ever take Sony Michel, but, I mean, I do think he's a decent backup, and I think if something were to happen to Edmonds, I think Sony Michel could step in and be one of the other next guys up as well. I told you guys why I took Watson. We'll see what happens there. And I took Cameron Brate because why not? I mean, I think Tom Brady's comfortable with Brate, and I think Brate will be the beneficiary of the tight end position. It was the 20th freaking round, so why not, So that's where I'm at, guys. Let me catch up on some of these comments. Yes, I don't disagree with you. I absolutely love the Wan'Dale pick too. I have Wan'Dale on a ton of teams. I mean a ton of teams. So very nice pick on Wan'Dale for Fozzie there. I mean, Fozzie really had getting Christian Watson and Wan'Dale really pushed his team up there for me. But overall, super solid draft, guys. I do think my team will compete. I'll just say that. I don't know if I'll win this thing or what, but I do think my team will compete. I'm super solid in a lot of areas. I'm going to need some help at running back, or I'm going to need my guys to stay healthy, obviously. But, having Jonathan Taylor definitely does help my attitude and my thinking process when drafting, because if he does what he can do, then you're almost getting a 2-for-1 in him. So I'm satisfied with that. But all right, guys, just to tell you guys a couple more things that will be coming up. Let me take this draft board down, and let's talk a minute. All right, guys. So just so y'all know, the two sponsors for this show are Real Time Fantasy Sports and Draft Hero. So all three components, myself, I was working with Chris from RT Sports, and hey, thanks a lot, guys. And I was working, I actually work for Draft Hero. It's a fantasy football tool. Obviously, you guys kind of see how it works. I will go through this, talk more about Draft Hero as well in upcoming drafts. I will also have some discount codes and all kinds of stuff. I think we're going to give away some stuff from RT Sports as well. There's going to be links that you can, if you have friends and stuff, we can send them links to sign up through my links. I think that we're going to do some giveaways for the chat and things like that too. So it's just going to be a lot of cool stuff, man. Like I said, every show is not going to be, us doing drafts and things like that. It's going to be more content based as well. And then there'll be times where it's just an open mic session. I'll let you guys ask the questions in the chat, and I try to give my analysis advice to you guys from my personal perspective, instantly. And I think that's a huge asset to have, and such a great community here at RT Sports. Which is why I wanted to do it. It's my favorite platform. I've been here since before 2010, I want to say. So I've been drafting on RT Sports for over 10 years now. It's my home. It's where I've met tons of lifelong friends. And, I know the Discord, kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way because it's a little different without having that chat anymore. But I think this platform right here with the show is going to give us a great community where we can all socialize and really get down to the nitty-gritty and answer some of those tough questions that you have for your drafts. And, hey, we're going to disagree on a lot of things. We're going to agree on a lot of things, too. And we're not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm not going to know every single thing. But I'm going to do my best to try to bring you guys the best that I can. And I'm definitely not going to tell you guys something that I'm not using for my own knowledge or for my own self in my drafts. As you guys saw me talk through this entire draft tonight. But all right, guys, almost a 3-hour show tonight. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping in tonight here for the first Fantasy Cure show. Guys, please click that like button on the video. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to share these links with your friends and things like that. I want to get as many viewers as we can up in this chat. The more viewership, the more giveaways we can give and things like that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for the first show tonight. Thanks for the such nice comments, man. I really do appreciate it. What's up, Mountains? What's your question? I'm sorry, my dang mouth keeps getting dry. Good grief. What is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything? Oh my goodness. Well, hey, well, you know what, Mountains? Again, I'll tell you my advice from my perspective. I'm a believer in Jesus, so Jesus is my answer to all that stuff for life, the universe, and everything. So that's the only way I know how to answer that, buddy. To each their own. And if you don't believe in Jesus, I'll pray for you. I really will. Because I love everybody. But seriously, guys, I appreciate the candor in the chat, man. You guys were awesome. And thank you so much for tuning in. But, guys, I'm telling you, spread the word. Let's get this chat rocking and rolling. You guys were so awesome tonight. Thanks for the turnout. I was not expecting even this many people in here. And we'll just keep adding. We'll get more people subscribed and all those things. I'll try to update you guys tomorrow, like I said, in the Discord. I'm going to talk to Chris some time tomorrow, too, and see if we can get a Fantasy Cure channel in the Discord. So we'll see. Hey, thanks a lot, Mounds. That means a lot coming from you, bud. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, man. Thanks for all the comments. And I'm doing this stuff for you guys, so I do appreciate it. Thanks a lot, J-Bo. All right, guys. I'll be in the Discord if anybody needs anything, and I'll see you guys again this week for another live segment here on the Fantasy Cure. Episode number 1 in the books. Boom, baby. All right, fellas. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Be safe out there, and we'll see you soon.